Hey guys, how you all doing? Don't know why I asked that, because, well, I mean, you could answer me in the comments. Let me know how you're doing. So today is the 15th of October 2021, which marks it's Friday, so that's exactly 2 weeks since my last TMS session. I was planning to put an update up before now, but I thought I'd give it more time after my last session, just to see if I'm one of those people that gets like a delayed response, which I have read people, like I read about one woman that she went through 46 treatments, I think. It didn't do anything for her, and then she woke up on the 14th day after her last treatment session and felt great, just all of a sudden. So I'm still hopeful for that kind of reaction, to be honest. So on the 17th of August 2021, I started Transcranial Magnetic Stimulation treatment for depression and anxiety, and I've completed 30 sessions over 6 weeks, which finished on the 1st of October, which was 2 weeks ago today. Did it work for me, is the big question. I have thought long and hard about this, and the answer is, I don't know. Which really means no, I suppose. If you have to really think about something, whether something worked for you, then it probably didn't. Or maybe it did. I don't know. Maybe it did, and the changes are so gradual and subtle that I'm not even realizing it. So I've been trying to keep. I haven't put a lot of this out, but I've been trying to keep regular video logs of my journey. I've got like dozens of videos, and I have logged during this whole 6-week period some glimmers of positive change during my treatment cycle, for example here. And I've also experienced some catastrophically low moments during my treatment cycle, for example here. Like that mood there was possibly the worst of my life. I can't conceive, short of losing my entire family in some horrendous accident, I can't conceive of feeling lower than I did at that moment. So yeah, as I sit here 2 weeks after my last session, I really can't tell if I feel any different. If I feel any different. Life itself feels a little bit different lately. I can't explain it, but it's like a general shift in perspective. Like, I almost feel like a different person in some ways. I'm thinking better, I'm recalling lost memories, and I'm possibly more articulate than I was 6-8 weeks ago. But I still overthink and obsess over minor things. I still feel bad about myself. I still feel paranoid and think everyone hates me. I still have like agoraphobia to a certain extent. I still feel intense regret. I still feel like I look like some kind of hideous old demon most of the time. And a lot of these things stem from just the way I feel about my life, and being 32 and still feeling like I'm sort of 18, 20, like my life paused around that time and I never really got it back on track. And I guess that leads me on to my next point, which is actually no, let me get to this first. So I will say the second, I tried 2 protocols during treatment. The first one was the standard one that they try first, stimulation of the, hello, how you doing? Stimulation of the left DLPFC and suppression of the supplementary motor area to try and reduce rumination. I didn't see a lot of change on that one. So after session 20, they switched me to Their second option, which is stimulation of the DMPFC and suppression on the right DLPFC, which, okay, that seemed to work better for me. Like, I noticed a more instant reaction to that one. The anxiety reduction on that one was a lot more noticeable, and there were times where I felt really grounded in reality and connected to myself, which is interesting because this second protocol stimulates the dorsomedial prefrontal cortex, which is said to be the area of the brain responsible for the sense of self, something I only looked up after experiencing these feelings. And that's something I have struggled with my whole life. My kind of theory, when you're extremely depressed, you kind of lose your sense of self, and then you lose your sense of identity, which is something I feel like I have struggled with quite badly. I have been permitted to try an additional 10 sessions with this new protocol if I want to, but I'm not convinced that the subtle results are worth the additional time commitment and expense. So, unless I have a really delayed response and it's still not started yet, but I have noticed some things which I will get to in a second, I think it's probably fair to say that my journey with TMS is over, and I will now move on to something else. I'm looking at ketamine next, and I'm back on my 3 per day meditations of 20 minutes per day, which I am enjoying and finding a lot easier now that the irritability and impatience that I experienced during TMS treatment is wearing off. Grateful for that, because I did get really impatient at times, and it could only have been to do with the TMS. And that was not nice. I've also signed up to run 100 miles in October to raise money for the mental health charity Mind. And at the time of recording, I've literally just done my 50th mile today, so I am halfway through the challenge and we're halfway through October, so I'm right on schedule. I'm enjoying the challenge and the mental clarity and extra food consumption that comes from doing so much aerobic exercise. I'm not enjoying getting weaker though. Normally being really big and strong and running a lot don't really go hand in hand. But I know it's only temporary and it's for a good cause, and I am getting good benefits in terms of all that nice oxygen in the brain, you know what I mean? Getting things flowing again. So would I recommend TMS? Yes. If you have the money and the time and hopefully a clinic not too far away, then I would say certainly give it some serious thought and consideration. You might be one of the lucky ones who comes away with long-lasting change with 0 side effects. It might be the best decision of your life. But whatever you decide, it's important to keep a realist attitude and bear in mind the fact that there is usually no such thing as a free lunch. A miracle cure is extremely unlikely. I know we all fantasize about that and we hope it's out there somewhere, but I'm not sure how healthy it is for us to keep searching for that thing that's just going to fix everything. Normally the things that are worth having in life are the things that require the most work. You know, the things that will make the most difference are the things that will require the most effort put in the first place. So yeah, I think that is one mistake I made. I expected TMS to just cure all of my problems. No matter what medication or treatment you look at, there is always a catch. When something fixes one thing, it normally causes a problem somewhere else. You also want to consider the horror stories, and there are a few around, of people claiming it screwed them up permanently and they were worse off after treatment than they ever were before. I mean, we can't be. It's hard to verify the source of these testimonials. Is it just like a competitor writing stuff like this? Is it a genuine person that is suffering now as a result? We don't know. But it's just important to have it on your periphery and consider everything before trying a new treatment. Would I recommend Smart TMS? Would I recommend Smart TMS? Yes. Thoughts on the company are still generally good. I was under the care of Athana and Josh during my treatment and felt very confident I was in well-trained and capable hands. Both are friendly and seem genuinely interested in looking after me, getting to know me and helping me feel better. Like Josh, actually, I could see him as a mate, like somebody that I would just go down the pub and have a pint with. We seem to get on quite well, and he's got, like, they both got good people skills. That being said, I do have some minor criticisms about the company. Firstly, I feel reviews of your treatment should happen more often than every 10 sessions. Perhaps every 5? Not necessarily to change every 5, but just more regular check-ins. Just to keep in the loop, keep that feedback going. This is because, like me, you can get to 20 sessions and several £1,000s in before trying something new that might actually work better for you. Next, the treatment room itself at South Kensington is quite cold and unwelcoming. It genuinely feels like a dentist's office. And I feel like for something like this, it needs to be more warmer and more inviting, more homely. Yeah, it would be nice if it was in a warmer and more cosy or homely environment. Athana was saying she planned to get more posters for the walls and maybe a plant, so I think that would help. I also think it would be ideal to have some kind of MRI or brain mapping done before treatment to be able to look at each person's brain and tailor treatment specifically to them and their brain areas that need stimulating or suppressing. But I do realise this would add to the cost and may not be quite as simple as I imagine it to be. Finally, early on in the process, I emailed one member of staff asking for information about all the different protocols available and never got a response from them, despite following up several times. The next time I heard from them was an email asking for more payment. Not really very professional. So that's it, guys. I don't really know what else to say. If something amazing happens and I do suddenly start feeling like loads better after today, then I will do another update, just to let you guys know that. But if I had my time again, if I knew this is how I would feel after, well, as I said earlier, I can't be sure if I would have even gone with treatment, which I guess is an answer in itself. So don't let my story put you off. At least I've come out of it unscathed. I still, as I said earlier, I still feel like paranoid, and I question sometimes if I have, like, I don't even like saying it, but like schizophrenia or psychosis, but I do think I think that way because of my kind of hypochondriac and high anxiety nature. I think my problem is high anxiety, like generalized anxiety disorder, and it seems like TMS is not really the best option to cure or fix or treat something like that. So yeah, from that perspective, it hasn't done anything. I saw some moments of relief immediately after the treatment option on the second protocol, but it's not long lasting. Like, I went to the gym yesterday at 11 p.m. and I just felt paranoid that everybody was like looking at me and judging me and thinking I'm some kind of loser or something. I don't know where it all stems from or comes from. Is it a chemical imbalance? Is it just my nature? Is it my personality? It probably is also the way I feel about my life situation, which has been that way for a very long time. As I said in some other videos, I spend a lot of the day on my own, and that makes me feel quite like I've just kind of shied away from life. I've missed out on a lot, and I don't know if there is a treatment that's going to help me to overcome those feelings or feel better about everything. But I'll keep trying, because that's what we do. We don't give up, we keep trying. I keep doing the meditations. You've got to try and just be grateful for what you do have. And yeah, there's other flavours of depression, if you like, that TMS clearly does work really well for. So I don't know what kind you have, but it could be one that you'll get great results from this treatment for. So give it a try. I came out unscathed. I haven't had any really bad side effects or anything like that. Just heightened anxiety, which I've always had anxiety anyway. Paranoia, overthinking. And I did have tinnitus for the first few weeks, but that's gone now. Like I don't feel any different in terms of side effects from treatment. So yeah, I'm pretty much closing the book on it. Thanks for watching. Any suggestions what I could try next? Or if you just want to start a conversation about that sort of thing in the comments, then go ahead, and look forward to hearing from you. Cheers guys.